Hello and welcome to our weekly fitness videos. Today I would like to do a little stretch. So all we need to do today is relax and enjoy. It's a beautiful afternoon in New York City and I hope you guys are enjoying yourself wherever you are, in whatever part of the world you are right now. To do the video today, all we need is the mat. And if you don't have a mat, you can just lie down on the carpeted floor or just a plain wooden floor would do as well. Also, I would probably get a pillow or two as a prop and just get your beautiful selves on the mat. Let's begin. So we're gonna lie down. Lay down on the floor, bend your knees, relaxing both arms, releasing your heads, releasing the shoulders, relaxing the necks. To begin with, let's just roll your head side to side, releasing your head one side, and breathing in, letting it roll through the center of your body, dropping on the other side. Just notice that the weight of your head can be enough in itself to make this roll to happen. So the next time you roll it, I would like you guys to drop your chin a little bit closer towards your shoulder. Now your other shoulder, let's try to drop it down to the floor a little bit more. So I'm going to bring my head to the other side so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to drop my head to the side and my shoulder. I'm going to try to bring the back of the shoulder down towards the floor a little bit more. So the line from the neck to the shoulder is going to become elongated. The muscle's going to pull a little bit more and it should feel pretty good, provided your arm is totally resting on the floor. And then you're going to roll it back to the center, drop it to the other side. Do exactly the same thing with the other shoulder. Try to bring it down towards the floor. Try to relax it a little bit more. The arm, let it just drop. What I usually do also, I turn my palm up towards the ceiling. So this way my shoulder feels a little bit more open in the front of the body. And with the next exhale, let's bring your head back to the center. And now we're going to do a little bit of a manipulation with your upper backs and your middle backs. So as you guys know, human body has two major curves in a spine. The neck curve and the lower back curve. Right now, as I'm lying down on the floor, the curves are curving, of course, but not as much as they are when I stand up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to exaggerate those curves so the muscles that support the bones are going to get a little bit more stretched, opened up. I'm going to bring my rib cage up towards the ceiling. And this way, I'm going to put a little more pressure on my shoulders and the sides of my body. Bringing my ribs all the way up, arching. So the back of my head taking a little more weight as well as my upper back. And now with the next exhale, I'm going to do the opposite thing. Try, you guys, to bring your whole spine down towards the floor, including the lower back. So depending on how pronounced your lower back curve is, it's going to touch the floor or not to touch the floor, but the outcome is still going to be the same. The lower back is going to get stretched. So bring your whole spine into the floor, see how that feels. The neck is most likely not going to touch the floor, so don't worry about that. But the upper back, you kind of want to spread it all out on the floor. And a couple of more times. We're going to inhale, bring the ribs all the way up. Press the shoulders down, and as you can tell, it feels more natural to extend the arms to the sides, kind of like turn them out from the shoulders. At least to me, it feels more natural. So if it does feel like this for you as well, feel free to open the arms like that. Otherwise, just do what feels good. And with the next exhale, you guys gonna bring your spine all the way down towards the floor again. So let's try to spread out the muscles that support the spinal column. Try also kind of like, like the dogs do it sometimes when they want to scratch their backs. Try kind of to roll, like to press your backs into the floor and see how much of a expansion you can achieve in your upper back, in your middle back, just around the spine area. And once you got yourself to the point where you want to be in the upper middle back, let's move down towards the lower back. See how that feels down there. Bringing your spine down towards the floor. Now, as you can tell, my pelvis tends to tilt towards my face as I place my lower back down. That's totally fine. Even if your tailbone comes off the floor, that's okay. And the very last time, I'm gonna arch my whole back upwards. Just take a few breaths. Feel free to open the solar plexus right here in between the ribs, this spot. And as you exhale again, bringing your spine all the way down towards the floor, elongating it at the same time as lengthening it down. So this time, let's come back to your neutral back, what we call, just like the way your spine is when you stand up, or just what it feels like, what it feels comfortable to you when you lie down. I would like you guys just to bring your right knee to your chest, to your left knee, whichever one is close by. And let's do a little footwork right now. So I'm going to ask you just to flex your foot, spread your toes, and I don't know if you heard my ankle cracking, but if yours cracked, I think it's good. And relax your toes. Yeah, I feel like when the bone's cracking, they're kind of releasing things. So feel free to release. And let's do it again. As you flex your foot, I would like you guys to spread your toes. Open the sole of your foot. Make your foot like really, really, really saying things. And relax. And now, let's have your hands under your knee. Stretch the leg up and towards you. So it may not stretch all the way. It may be bent in a knee. That's totally fine. As long as you're getting the stretch right here in a hamstring, that's what it's all about. You're good to go. Now, what to do if you're really, really tight in the legs? Keep your knee bent. What not to do is this. Do not lift your hips off the floor, please. Keep your tailbone down. Keep your torso relaxed. The leg is going to come to you as much as it should as of today. As far as the foot goes, you can't really see what I'm doing here, you guys, but I try to keep my foot relaxed because it feels better like that. And keep pulling it in. Just see what's going on. See what your body is feeling. See what it's asking for. And then we're going to bend the knee. We're going to release the foot down on the floor. We're going to take the other knee to your chest. Again, we're going to flex your foot. Try to make the toes feel good. Try to make the sole of your foot feel open. And relax it. One more time, we're going to flex. Spread the toes. Enjoy the width of your back. Just place there on the floor. And extend the leg. So feel free to do whatever feels good. There are still a couple of rules and regs here. First rule of the thumb is the shoulders. The shoulders should never feel lifted up, tensed up, or squished in some way, shape, or form. So you always want to have your shoulders relaxed and wide. Try to bring them a little bit more towards the floor, if nothing else. And let's keep pulling the leg towards you just as much as you need to. So keep your knee bent if you need to, again. And the other leg is definitely bent. It's just easier like that to stretch. The foot that's right above you, just keep it relaxed. And the ankle is just hanging. So pulling the leg towards you just as much as you need to get a stretch in your hamstring. That's the goal. And then we're going to relax it. Bend the knee. Again, pull it to your chest. So one more time, we're going to have both feet down on the floor, pelvis, spine in neutral. So this time around, I would like you guys to cross your ankle over the knee, and that's what it's gonna be like. We're gonna do a little hip relaxer thingy. As you're crossing the leg, first thing first, try to make sure that your weight is in the middle of your body. Also, try to feel like both of your legs are relaxed enough. And then, this is my left leg. So I'm gonna put my left hand on my left thigh and push it away from me just to create a little more space in a hip flexor. As I'm creating that space, at the same time, things that happen in front of your body, inevitably gonna happen in the back. So the opening in a hip flexor, this process of opening is gonna create the process of opening around your lower back, just in the same spot. If you kind of pin yourself through, that's where it's gonna go to in your lower back. So try to make it happen by releasing the muscles that connect the bones together, the ligaments, and also releasing the large muscle groups like the quadricep and the glute. Once you release enough, you start feeling the stretch. That's just how it goes. And the more you push your leg away from you, definitely the more stretch you're going to feel. And that shoulder, I would like you guys to notice the enormous space that I have between my shoulder and my earlobe. And that space is being achieved by me pulling the shoulder blade, pulling the muscles of my back down towards my lower back. So right now, after we feel like the airiness came through into the bones, into the hips, I would like you guys to see how it feels to bring the other leg towards you. So this stretch is going to feel a little bit more demanding, depending on where you are today and what feels like where. You can just relax and not do it, just stay as you are with your hand on your thigh, or feel free to pull the leg in. You can grab the knee this way, this way, depending on the length of your arms, and also depending, of course, on what's needed right here to stretch. Also, if you're an advanced stretcher, you can straighten this leg, pull it to you, feel free to get your tailbone over the floor if it gets there, but it's not necessary. Just do what feels good. And then we're going to relax it, uncross the legs, do the other. So same idea is going to apply here. I'm going to just turn myself a little bit more. You're going to put your hand on your thigh. You're going to press your leg away from you, again, to create the opening in a hip, to create the airiness there. And then you're also going to create the same opening around your lower back. So push your leg away from you just as much as you need to. Make sure it feels good. Make sure also your weight is situated in the middle of your body so you're not crooked, lopsided. Make sure both shoulders feel good. And then after you feel like you did enough of that, you can take a hold of the other leg, pull it towards you. As you're getting it all the way in, or maybe not all the way in, depending on what's going to happen, what you need to feel. So I'm going to turn around to you like that. You can put your hands under your knee. You can bring your hands over. Make sure the shoulders and the neck feel good, whatever you do there. Or you can just have your hands under your thigh, pulling the leg towards you. So either way, you're going to feel something. And this is the extreme position, if it feels good to you. So for now, it feels fine to me, and I guess I'm just going to stay like that for a little bit. Trying to release my right sit bone, my right hip, my right thigh. And after a few seconds, I think I'm going to let it go by bending the knee and releasing the foot down, uncrossing the legs. And right now, I would like you guys to take a prop. So I have this really, really nice thing, which is a yoga pillow. If you don't have something like that, just put together a few pillows, get them together, and that's what we're gonna do next. So this thing I'm gonna put underneath my ribs, underneath my upper back, and I'm gonna let my head hang back. My arms, I'm gonna let them hang back as well. So this position is really, really making my upper back and my middle back stretch out. I'm gonna stay like that for as long as I want to, but not too long so you guys don't get bored. And this is actually recreating the same stretch what we started with this video. So the height of your prop will be determined by the flexibility of your back. And if you've never done those things before, just take a very, very, very thin kind of a prop, like something like that would do. But if you're a very experienced stretcher, feel free to experiment with all kinds of things. Depending on where you put that prop in your bag, those are the parts of the bag that you're gonna feel it in. Like for example, if your goal is to open up your upper middle back, I would probably put this prop along with the ribs and have the head, the arms hanging. The arms actually gonna increase the stretch. So if you don't want it to be that intense, have your arms down, maybe have your head on this pillow as well. Or if your goal is to open up your lower back, that's what you do. You're putting this thing underneath the lower back. I would probably bend the knees, just release the arms, and your lower back is going to feel very, very, very supported and protected right now. So the legs, if it feels good to you, see if you can straighten one leg at a time. And as you do it, make sure that the lower back does not feel compressed. Yeah? So again, the useful thing to do here is to push the muscles of the stomach towards the lower back, releasing the arms down by your sides. That would probably be the safest. If you are pretty experienced, if you want to experience intensity of it, bring your arms back, slide yourself a little bit more down, and see how your lower back reacts to all of that. Depending on how you built and what your day is like and what you were doing yesterday and so many other factors, you may have to adjust and readjust. So don't be alarmed. The way to move from this position is to bring the abdominals to your lower back and to your spine. And that is gonna make you move and make your body move safely. So after lying like that for a few minutes or for a few seconds, depending on what you need to do, your body will certainly adjust to it. And to get out of it, I would roll myself onto the side, slowly push the prop away, and then again have yourself lie down on the floor. Bring your knees to your chest, rock yourselves right and left and right and left on your lower backs. Just notice how good it feels right now with the natural curves of the back, with your shoulders relaxed, with your necks and your backs resting. And with a following exhale, let's have you guys come up to sitting. And thank you so much for joining me today for our floor stretch. I will see you guys next week. Bye.